Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Emma, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you. Are you ready to get started?
I am.
All right. Well, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so I'm actually currently finishing up my communications degree at Ball State University in a Bachelor of Science, as well as I have a couple of majors in theater and travel and tourism. So I've got a few different areas of interest. I grew up doing a lot of non-for-profit, so I spent about 10 years with a certain non-for-profit that I'm really passionate with. And just an interesting thing about me is on my Myers-Briggs, I'm an INFJ, which is kind of interesting because it's only 1% of the population, and I think it comes from this dynamic of not only do I have big goals, but I really try to see them through to the end, and I think I have the passion to get there. So that's just a little bit about me as I finish up my current undergrad degree.
Okay. Why does this position interest you?
As I mentioned, I worked with a non-for-profit all growing up, and it's been something that's always been near and dear to my heart. And then when I came to college, I kind of lost that sense of community, and I really didn't know where I was in the community, and so I was really seeking out ways to refine myself in that way. And that's kind of what led me not only to my RA position, but also to my work with Cornerstone in the Muncie community, and that's what's led me here to Minnetrista. I know Minnetrista is a communication cultural hub of Muncie, and I would really like to be a part of that and to continue finding a sense of home in this area as I finish up my college. And that's what I really loved about Minnetrista, is that it's an asset to the community, and I would love to be a part of that mission.
How has your education prepared you for this position?
I think my education's really interesting because, as I kind of said, I am in communications, I'm in travel and tourism, and I'm in theater, which can all seem a little bit discombobulated, like it doesn't really go together. But I think it makes me an asset to a company because I come with such a unique background. I think communication is everywhere. There's no way to get around it or hide from it. And I think I bring that to the table. As a communication major, I'm considered a specialist in the communication process. So whether that be with individual one-on-one like we are now, or small group, or presentational communication, that's kind of my forte. And I think I can bring that to a company, especially in an events management field where you're constantly working with different kinds of clients, whether it be for a wedding or corporate or things like that. And so I think I bring that to the table, as well as with my travel and tourism and theater background. Both work with special events, which is something that those fields have really brought me to be in the events management field. And so I think that background can also be an asset. I'm used to working with visitors, and I'm used to working with a time restraint, as you see in theater. So even though my background's a little bit different, I think I can bring that as an asset to the company.
Tell me about a successful project you completed as part of a team.
Well, I actually just last semester got done with an events management internship at Cornerstone Center for the Arts, and I was on a team there of 3 interns, and both of them were hospitality majors, so they were a bit more used to the event management world, but we all came in pretty new, and it was really cool to grow and see each other grow. And so we actually had a supervisor that was with us for most of the time, but then she got sick, and so we had one weekend where she essentially warned us that, hey, there's a possibility I won't be able to be there. In that case, I want you to run the wedding rehearsal that'll be this weekend. You'll be in charge of the sorority formal that's going on. There was also a haunted house going on at that time. It was a pretty hectic weekend. And so the 3 of us not only ran the wedding rehearsal, but we were able to work with the DJs to make sure that they had everything they needed. And so it was really cool being a part of that team and working on such a lofty project and being able to see it through was really cool.
Well, what are your strengths?
So one of the strengths that I think I have, and it actually came from a mentor of mine growing up, she wrote me a recommendation letter, so I kind of steal this from her, but she said at the end of the recommendation letter that if there's any word she would use to describe me, it would be generous. She says that I'm generous of my talents, of my time, and of my smile. And so I I think that is my biggest strength, that when I do commit to a project, I commit 110%, I commit 110% to a company, and I think my passion in that way and my ability to put everything I have until the project's completion is really important.
Well, what are your weaknesses?
Ironically, I think my biggest weakness comes from my biggest strength. Like I said, I'm very passionate and I love to see things to the end, but with that comes also that I have a hard time letting go of what I deem as passion projects, and so divvying it up between team members can often be a challenge because I get so excited about being a part of the whole process. But I know that allowing others to be a part of it and allowing others to contribute is really important. And so I think that's why my project with my events management and with my teammates then was really great, was because I was able to give that control and see everyone else play a part in that. So I think that experience really helped me grow in that way.
Well, if you were a TV or movie character, who would you be and why?
Oh, that's a really funny question. Okay, so I think this might be a little cheating because I see it originally as a book character, but it did just come out in a movie in December, so I think it counts. But I often identify with Jo March in Little Women by Louise May Alcott. I think she's an extraordinarily passionate young woman, and she loves her job, she loves what she does, but I think about that, she loves people, she really commits to her family, she commits to that part of them, and I think she brings her family and those who are close to her together to achieve common goals. And I think that's something that I really strive to do. Is, although I love to be a part of a team, I prefer to be a part of a family. So I always try to create that wherever I'm at, and so I would say that that's why I identify with Jo March.
Well, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I have one. In the current issue that we're dealing with in a world with COVID-19, and as someone who's specializing in events, how do you expect an internship in events to be affected if this continues into the internship over the summer? But other than that, thank you so much for meeting with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for meeting with me.
Thank you so much.